Hi guys, it's the middle of the week and I just wanted to share a quick midweek devotional, and hopefully this would encourage you and brighten up your day a little bit. So earlier this week I was talking to a mentor of mine and he encouraged me with this verse, and the verse comes from the chapter Isaiah 53. And if you actually have time right now, I would actually want to encourage you to pause this video and open up Isaiah 53 and read it. It's only got 12 verses, so read it and ask yourself this question. So who is Isaiah talking about in this chapter? So hopefully, I hope you did that, you read Isaiah 53. And Isaiah 53 is commonly known as the chapter on the suffering servant. So Isaiah is looking forward to 100 years later that this suffering servant, that Jesus, will come and bear our sin, that although Jesus was innocent, although Jesus did not do anything wrong, he would be chosen and be crushed by God himself to bear our sin and bear our guilt. And because of what Jesus has suffered, he has made us and made many righteous. So on one level, Jesus certainly has came and take away our sin, and this is the most important thing, that there was a separation between us and God, but now through his suffering and his blood that we have been brought near. But Jesus, he does more than taking our sins away in this life. It's not as if Jesus says, hey guys, look, I came and I deal with your sin, so I'll see you on the other side. Jesus promises us that as we go through this life, as we face different challenges, and as we face grief, that he promises us that he will be with us in our suffering and in our pain as well. So Isaiah 53:4 says this: surely he has borne our grief and carried our sorrows. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. So last Sunday, when we had our Zoom meeting and we shared how we were doing, I got the impression that many of you were emotionally drained. And I think there's because of COVID-19 and this quarantine and not being able to socialize and being able to worship together, there's a lot of reasons that could make us feel like we are alone, that we feel like there's a lot of conflict in our families, in our relationships. And I know some of you are worried about going to high school or going to college and what that might look like. And you might not feel ready. And you might feel like there's a lot of uncertainties facing you at this time. And this kind of things and this kind of worries can make us feel sorrowful, give us grief in life. But this verse says that Jesus came to bear our grief and carry our sorrows. This verse doesn't say that Jesus came to take away our issues completely, but Jesus says he came to take away the grief and the sorrow and the burden and the stress that are caused by these issues, and we think that we have to carry them by ourselves and put them on our shoulders. And Jesus says, no, I came to take those griefs and sorrows away from your shoulders, and you can put them on mine. Jesus says this: come to me, all who are weary and heavy burdened, and I'll give you rest. Jesus says, come to me. You have issues, I have issues, you have grief, you have sorrows. Don't bury them in your heart. Don't think you have to carry them by yourself with your strength. He says, come to me, and I will give you rest. Jesus says this: peace I live with you. My peace I give you. I do not give you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Jesus wants you to give him your burdens, and in response, Jesus desires to give you his peace and his joy. So let's do that, regardless of what kind of griefs and sorrows and what's making you feel discouraged right now. Let's go to the Lord and let's give our burden, grief, sorrows to the Lord and let him handle it. And let's believe by faith that Jesus will do what he promised that He will do, that is, to give us His peace, and that He will bear our griefs and our sorrows at this time. So as a way of prayer to the Lord, let's sing a song, and I'll put the link to the song in the comment section. And the song is called I'm Trading My Sorrows. It's an older song, but let's sing this together as a way and as a response to give our sorrows to the Lord, and that He will give us His joy and His peace.